Alright, this is the 10 frame parallel framed hive, or a frame with the parallel run. Now this was the box that I made with the 1.5 inch thick. Well, it was 2x6s, but nominally 1.5 inch thick. Let's have a look here and see what they're doing. So instead of the frames running conventionally lengthwise from the entrance, they're running parallel lengthwise with the entrance. And this was a 10 frame nuke, so a 5/5, that I transferred into this one here. Let's have a look. Now this would be a nice one to find the queen in, because this queen is dark, 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 dark. Alright, I'll set these guys right by the entrance. They can crawl back up if they want to. Let's have a look at this healthy bee patty here. So I think I had one here and one here as well. So they're nicely working away at that. And yeah, there isn't a whole heck of a lot left of it. You can see all this extra burr comb here that they've built up. One thing I want to do before the end of the season and before winter hits is get a slatted rack on each one of these. So that is a pure honey frame, honey and sugar syrup. Yeah, just absolutely glistering there. Throw that there. I'm going to get rid of the smoker. My goodness. And once again, all nectar. I mean, these two outer frames are just packed with nectar and sugar water from what I've been feeding them to get them bulked up. And I've got this frame drawn out a little bit better here. Pretty well an egg in every one of those cells. Let's see if we can see this queen. Didn't find her in the last one. I don't see much difference in the, like the activity or what's going on in the hive with it having a layout like that. I assume in nature they would, in wild colonies, they would be all over the place anyways in the tree, so as far as where their comb is situated. And there's the queen right there. Right there. Now this queen I thought was the darker one, but if she was, she's lightened up for sure. Hopefully you're able to see that. So we'll get her put down in there. Now we've got tons of brood and Lots of larvae all over the place. And that frame there. Anything that's hatched out, she's got another egg in every one of them, so that frame is nicely hatching out. Okay, and this frame's just kind of, I think this is one that I extracted actually. I'm going to put in this hive. Oh yeah, it was, yeah. So you can see they've got that redrawn back out. And they're just filling that up with the sugar water that I'm feeding them. That was another extracted frame, and they're just, once again, packing that full of nectar. And this was an extracted frame as well from one of the deep honey supers, and same thing. They packed it full of that sugar water and whatnot. So, and they got lots of room for to store their resources here anyway. So I keep feeding them, and they can keep getting it dried down to the moisture content that they need it at. Throw the feeder back in, and we'll feed this one. So this is like a 2-to-1 sugar water mixture, so just white granulated sugar. I boil the water and pour it in. So 1 liter of water is so it's done by weight. 1 liter of water is equivalent to 1 kilogram in weight. And so, you know, in the spring, 1-to-1 sugar water, so 1 liter per kilogram of sugar. You know, a thicker mixture, less for them to dry down this time of year. So, you know, half a liter per kilogram of sugar is kind of how I mix it up. And I just mix them up in a 6-gallon bucket at a time, because I'm only feeding these 3 hives. The other hives have a full deep of honey that I'm leaving them for the whole winter, and so they will be plenty. So, try not to crush too many. Bring in tons of pollen too.